Hello friends, welcome back to Nelly Max Concept. It's been a while actually. If you are seeing me for the first time, my name is Nelson and I would like you to subscribe to this beautiful channel. Like our videos, drop comments and also share our videos. Today we have an interesting topic to discuss with you. The topic I have to discuss with you today is logarithms, lesson 1. Okay, let's look at the outline. We're going to look at the introduction, then we'll define logarithm. Then finally, we'll look at laws of logarithms. All right, let us proceed. Let's look at the introduction. Now, let's consider the following initial equations. Now, we have 2 power 3 equal to t. 2 power 3 equal to t. Guys, what is t? Now, t is what? 8. You know, 2 power 3 is what? 2 times 2 times 2, okay? Which is what? 8. But let's also consider another initial equation. T power 4, 81. That is, what number will be raised to power of 4 to obtain 81? Okay, and it is what? 3. Okay, our t is what? 3. Now, let's look at another initial equation. We have 3 power t equal to 10. That is, 3 power what will give us 10. What is t? It's a question for you. What is t? Guys, this could be ambiguous. This is where logarithm comes to help us. So we need the knowledge of logarithm to be able to solve this kind of initial equations. All right, let us proceed to the definition of logarithm. All right, let's look at the definition of logarithm. The logarithm of a number n to a base b is the power to which b must be raised to obtain n. All right, we have log n base b equal to x. What it means is this: if the base b carries this power x, we will obtain n, or the number n is equal to what? B power x. Okay, the b is the base while n is the argument. All right, so if we have log n base b equal to x, it implies that b raised to the power of x is equals to n. Okay, as provided by what? Our definition that says the logarithm of a number n to a base b, all right, is the power, which is x, okay, to which b must be raised to obtain n. Very, very simple. Now let's look at a few examples. Log 8 base 2 is 3. Do you know why? 2 power 3 will give us 8. Is that clear? Also, log 100 base 10 is 2. Why? 10 power 2 is what? 100. So this is the whole concept of what? Logarithm. All right, let us look at laws of logarithm. In this lesson, we are going to consider some laws of logarithms. Then in our subsequent lessons, we'll look at the remaining laws of logarithm. Okay, guys, let's look at the first law of logarithm. 1. Logarithm to its own base. This is the first law that I would want us to consider in today's lesson. It is called logarithm to its own base. All right, let's look at what this means. If the argument and the base of a logarithm are equal, the logarithm is equal to 1. In another way, if the logarithm is 1, then the argument and the base must be equal. All right? Now let's look at the formula. Log A base A is 1. Okay? Also, log 2 base 2 is 1. Log 100 base 100 is 1. So you can even give your own examples, okay? If the base and the argument are equal, then the logarithm is what? 1, okay? Log A base A is 1, log 5 base 5 is 1, log 8 base 8 is 1, and so on and so forth. So this is the whole idea of what? This first law of logarithm. logarithm to its own base. So I just want you to note this law because we are going to have another lesson where we'll be solving problems, okay? We'll solve a couple of questions on logarithm and we are going to be applying these laws. So you can get your paper and your pen and note down these laws as they are coming your way. Okay, let's look at the second law of logarithm, logarithm of 1. All right, let's look at what it says. The logarithm of 1 to any base is 0. All right, let's look at the proof. Log 1 base b is equal to 0. Similarly, log 1 base 2 is equal to what? 0. Because 2 power 0 is 1. Okay, even in our first example, b power 0 is 1. Okay, if you take it to initial equation, we see that it is true. All right, friends, just know that the logarithm of 1 to any base is what? 0, because that base raised to the power of 0 is what? 1. Okay, all right, let's quickly look at the third law here. The third law says power law. Power law. Okay, let's look at what power law says. The logarithm of a power of a positive number is equal to the product of the power and the logarithm of the number. Let's have the illustration. Log x raised to power n base b is equal to n log x base b, meaning this power, of course, x is the argument and the argument has a power, okay? So the power is used to multiply the logarithm, okay? Bring the power down such that it multiplies the logarithm. All right, let's have an example. Log 32 base 2 can be simplified as log 2 power 5 base 2. Okay, you know 2 power 5 is 32. 2 power 5 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That is in 5 places. And that gives us 32. Okay, so now we have log 2 power 5 base 2. This 5 is the power, okay? As we have in the law, the 5 comes down to multiply the logarithm. So we have 5 log 2 base 2, all right? And log 2 base 2 should remind us of which law? Okay, logarithm to its own base, all right? So we have 5 times 1. You know, log 2 base 2 is 1, as we learned earlier. So 5 times 1 is equal to 5. Therefore, log 32 base 2 is equal to 5. Very, very simple. Okay, let's look at the next law. Law 4, called addition law. All right, let's have what it says. The sum of the logarithms of two or more positive numbers with common base is equal to the logarithm of the product of the numbers to the same base. Okay, let's look at the illustration. Log x base b plus log y base b can be simplified as what? Log xy base b. That is, if the bases are the same, okay, and you're adding the logarithms, what you do is what? To keep the base, okay, the common base, then multiply the argument, okay. You can see log x base b plus log y base b. You keep the base, okay, then multiply what? The argument. So you have log x times y base b, okay. This is very, very true, all right. So let's look at an example. Log 8 base 2 plus log 4 base 2 is what? Okay, yes. So it is what? Log 8 times 4 base 2. Okay, you keep the common base, all right, then multiply the argument, all right. So, and that gives us log 32 base 2. And log 32 base 2 can be further simplified as what? Log 2 raised to the power of 5 base 2. All right. So at this point, we are going to apply which law? Power law. Very good. So, which is what? 5 log 2 base 2. And here we need to apply another law, which is called what? Logarithm to its own base, which is always 1. Okay, so we have 5 times 1, and that gives us 5. So, therefore, log 8 base 2 plus log 4 base 2 is 5. As you can see in this example, we applied about 3 laws. Okay, we applied the addition law itself. It led us to what? Power law. Then from power law, we got to what? Logarithm to its own base. About 3 laws were applied in this particular example. Okay, so you just have to know the laws very well, because in a given question you may apply 2 or more laws. All right. Okay, guys, let's look at the next law of logarithm: subtraction law. Subtraction law has it this way: the difference of the logarithms of 2 or more positive numbers with common base is equal to the logarithm of the quotient of the numbers to the same base. Okay, let's look at the illustration. If we have log x base b minus log y base b, this can be simplified as log x over y base b. All right. Okay, so what we do here is this: provided the bases are common. Okay, guys, for this law to hold, okay, the bases must be common. If the bases are not the same, there must be another law that will be applied. Okay, all right. So if you have log x base b minus log y base b, we should always express it as what? Log x over y base b. Just divide the argument. All right, divide the first argument by the second argument while keeping the common base. All right, let's look at an example. We have log 8 base 2 minus log 4 base 2. This can be simplified as what? Log 8 over 4 base 2. Okay, here we are applying the subtraction law. All right, so you divide the first argument by the second argument, 8 over 4, while keeping the common base. Okay, and that gives us log 2 base 2. Log 2 base 2 is what? 1. Okay, logarithm to its own base. All right, therefore log 8 base 2 minus log 4 base 2 is equal to 1. All right, friends, we are going to stop here for today. In our next lesson, we are going to look at the further laws of logarithms. Of course, there are more laws of logarithms. Just stay connected to Nelly Max concept. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to subscribe, like our content. You can as well share our content. Drop comment as well. Thank you. See you. Bye.